This week Parashat Shoftim, Torah talks about, last portion of Torah talks about an incident that happened in the Parashat. That Torah talks about, what about if you find a dead body in outside of a city? What's the halacha? What should we do? Torah tells us that the first, your elders and your judge from Sanhedrin, they should go and find out the measure to the city, which city is closest. And then Torah says that the city that's closest to that dead body, they should bring a korban. The korban is iklat baka. You have to bring a baby cow. Ashelo ubat ba, that it wasn't worked with it. Ashelo mashcha be'ol, and there wasn't any yoke was put on it. And they put it in they should go to a land that wasn't planted, and they cut it from the back, banach, from its neck from the back. Now the Farshim say, why do we cut the neck from the back? Because just like that he was killed, and most probably he didn't realize who's killing him, they killed him, from the back. Here also the eglah would be killed from the back, and it has to be done, not work by them, and the land that wasn't planted, because they didn't, like Rashi explains, they didn't let this man to have his fruit of life. He could have lived longer and to have more life and to have more fruit, but it was cut before having the complete fruit. And then Kohanim, they should come, the Zichnei Ghanim and the Chosr Na'ir, and they should wash their hands on this korban, and the Anu V'amru, and they should say, Yadenu lo shafechu et hadam haseh, v'enu ra'u. They should come and say that, no, they should declare and say, our hands didn't shed this blood. And our eyes didn't see it. And Hashem, please make atonement for Kahal Israel, that you redeemed them. And this innocent blood should not be among Kahal Israel, and should destroy them. Now Rashi says, what's the terminology that they use? Our hands didn't shed the blood. Why should we use such a lashon? What do you think? You think that the elders, the zekenim, the judges, these people, they are murderers? They are not. Why do you say that? Rashi says, not. But he was a traveler that went through our city. The Zekinim are saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you should know, you could testify, that we didn't see him and send him without food and without accompanying him. Now Mefarshim say, what does sending food and accompanying him has to do with the fact that he was killed? He didn't die through hunger. He didn't die through not having attention. He died through somebody killing him. Therefore, why do we relate, we didn't shed this blood because we didn't send him with food? What does food and the company have to do with the fact that he was killed? Now, this Torah is telling us a very important point in life. And it's a very deep psychology in a way that people think and behave. It's like this, that, we know that you could kill somebody. There is a hot blood. In other words, the person has a weapon, has a sword, gets up and kills somebody. He sees the blood. But Torah is introducing to us over here, there is another idea of cold blood. You kill somebody, but not with a weapon, and there is no blood. What do? You don't pay attention to him. You don't make him to be chashuv and important. Torah is telling us there's a traveler that traveled through your city. Did you pay attention to him? Did you make sure that he's all right? Did you ask him, how are you? Who are you? Sometimes people, they are very down, and they get very much depressed and down when there is no attention to them. They feel useless. They feel nobody. They feel they are nothing. And such a person, when he feels nobody and nothing, then anybody could attack him, anybody could kill him, anybody could destroy him. You made him ready to be destroyed. Torah is telling us that sometimes maybe a person didn't take a sword to kill somebody, but the fact that doesn't pay attention, the fact that you didn't take care of, the fact that you didn't associate with that person, you killed him, you destroyed him. Torah is telling us there's a traveler that moves in the city, travels through the city, and nobody pays attention. Nobody comes and asks, what are you doing? How are you doing? How are you feeling? If one would have done that, he would give him chizuk, he'd give him energy, and he would have empowered him that when somebody wants to attack him, he's much stronger. He has power, he has energy, he has a kovach. This is the point that Torah is telling us in this parasha. As a rabbi, a lot of times you feel that somebody comes and says, my friend, the way that they talked to me, they dealt with me like a garbage. Somebody comes and cries. A man, an older person. Because when we don't pay attention, when we don't give the respect that we should give, when you are crushing somebody, you are destroying somebody, it's cold blood, it's killing somebody. A lot of times, husband to wife, wife to husband. Sometimes children come and cry because nobody pays attention to them. Nobody gives that attention that Torah is talking about. A lot of times, not paying attention to somebody, you are killing, you are destroying somebody. Was a child that he couldn't walk, was paralyzed. They did operation on him, first time, second, third, fourth, fifth. After 5 times of operation, and then physiotherapy, this child was able to walk. This child was able to take step, and he got into the road of life, and he moved on. He wasn't capable of walking, and through operation and through physiotherapy, now he's capable. He could walk, he could run, he could do everything. But see, there are a lot of children, a lot of people that are healthy. Physically, they could walk, they could run. But the attitude of people, the way that they dealt with them, the way that the parents dealt with them, the way the husband dealt with the wife, wife with the husband, they paralyzed them. They make them paralyzed. They can't walk. They are paralyzed in life. I say, Ribbon Shalom, it's interesting. A child that cannot walk, we do few operations on him and he could walk. And somebody is very healthy, everything is okay. But the fact that the way that they was dealt, the way that they dealt with him, they made him paralyzed in life. They made him feel useless. They made him to feel nobody. And that's crushing, that's killing somebody. That's the point that Torah is talking about. Now it's the Yemei Elul. We say in our Selichot, a lot of times in the widow, in the repentance, when we say Ratzachnu, we kill somebody, and we think to ourselves, really, did I kill somebody? Did I kill somebody? Yes. Sometimes a person kills somebody. Not only a person kills, but kills a stranger, but even people that are very close to you, very close to you, the way that you deal with them, the way that you handle them, children, wife, husband, anybody that you are relating with. If somebody has an arrow or a sword and he deals with people, then he sees the blood, he could recognize that I killed somebody, I did something wrong. And the person would fix himself. But when a person uses his word, his attitude, and he kills, he doesn't see any blood. He destroys, he doesn't see the destruction. And when you ask him, how come you said that? I was kidding. It was a joke. I was just, I wanted to entertain everybody. A lot of times our joke and our entertainment kills people, destroys Shalom Bayit, destroys. Yes, when the wife goes home, see, all of your friends think the same way that I'm thinking about you. See, you're nobody, you're nothing. See, how are they make fun of you? All of these things, the person has to be aware, has to know that with his word, with his attitude, you could kill. Like the Zekinim here says, Lo shafech Lo ra'inuhu belo mesod v'levaya. Hashem. we should use this yesod here, especially in Chodesh Elul, to give life to people, to give energy to people, to make people empowered. That Pesach Hashem should be great zechut for all of us on Yom Ha'adin.
Amen.